If you are planning to migrate to Australia in 2025 or curious about job restriction, core skill, occupation list, you are in the right place. Yes, understanding these restrictions is crucial for anyone looking to secure a visa and work in Australia. In this video, we will break down what restricted jobs in the CSOL mean, how they impact your visa eligibility, and what alternatives pathway you can explore to increase your chances of approval. Many applicants find themselves asking, why is my job restricted, or what can I do if my occupation are restricted list. If you have ever had this, don't worry, we have got you covered. We'll explain the reasoning behind the restrictions and across the different visa categories and what steps you can take to improve your prospectus. Whether you need to explore other visa subclass, acquire additional qualification, or consider alternative occupation, will provide practical advice to help you navigate the process. Make sure to watch until the end to gain valuable information. CSOL job restrictions. If you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with the others who might be benefit. What is the core skills occupation list? The CSOL is a list of occupations that Australia considers important for the skills in migration. This is the list crucial for the individual, helping for visas like subclass 190 state nomination visa or subclass visa, 491 regional skill visa. But here is the catch: while some occupations open for the skill migration, others are restricted due to factors like job market saturation, local workforce availability, and economic needs. Now you might be asked, how if my job is restricted? Let's find out. Understanding restricted occupation. A restricted job in the CSOL means that either it's available only or in a specific state or a territory. Some jobs are restricted to the certain region because demand visas across Australia. For example, primary school teachers might be in demand in rural areas but not in the cities. It requires employer sponsor someone. Occupation are available only if an Australian employer is willing to sponsor you under a visa like the subclass 482 and temporary skills shortages visa. It is subject to courts certain occupation number of invitation issued each year. It has additional licensing or registration. Some professional require extra certification that the difficult and overseas applicants. Let's now explore the restricted occupation and why they are limited. Number one, list of restricted jobs on the CSOL, what the CL updated regularly. Some occupation often are restriction due to high competition for a changing industry. Needs here are a few examples like marketing specialists. This occupation is often restricted due to high local competition, as many Australian graduates enter marketing, reducing the overseas professionals. Number two, general accountant. While accountants are needed, only those who specialize skills like taxation and auditing may qualify restrictions. Number three, primary and secondary school teacher. Primary and secondary school teacher due to oversupply to the teachers in metropolitan areas. Only rural or remote areas actively seeking skilled migrant teachers. Number four, HR professionals. Human resources roles are by Australian citizens or a permanent residents, making migration opportunities limited. Number five, journalists and writers. Media roles are often close to skilled migration as Australia prioritizes local talent. Now, to understand jobs are restricted, let's talk about why these jobs have restrictions. Why are some jobs are restricted? Australia's government carefully manage immigration, balance job opportunities for both local workers and skilled migrants. Here are some reasons why certain jobs are restricted. And oversupply of the local professionals. If there are already too many Australia graduates in the field, government limited skills migration for that job. Economic changes. If an industry is declining, Australia may stop inviting migrants for the related roles. State or regional needs. Some jobs are needed in the specific regions but not in nationwide. For example, health professional may be required in rural areas but not in the major cities. Employment conditions. Some industries prefer hiring locally trained professionals, understand Australian laws, policies, or business practices. So what can you do if job is not restricted list? Do not worry, we have a solution for you. What do if your occupation is restricted? If your job is restricted, CSO, you'll still have option, and here's how you navigate the situation. You can consider state or regional sponsorship in some occupation, but restricted nationally available under state sponsorship program. Check the skill occupation list of the different Australian state. Like also you can apply for an employer sponsored visa if your occupation required employer sponsorship, as you can start over networking, applying for the job and securing a sponsorship. If your job is on the restricted but a specialized version, consider additional certification or training. For example, if you are an accountant, gaining expertise in taxation could improve your chances as well. For example, if you are a marketing specialist considering applying under advertising or a public relations roles, you can move to Australia if your job is restricted in cities but needed in a regional areas, since you can apply for a subclass 491 visa which can improve your chances. Finally, stay updated on the occupation list as the CSO is updated regularly and changes can happen. Keep checking the official Australian immigration website for updates. Common mistakes to avoid. When applying for the skill migration, many people make avoidable mistakes. And here are the some key points. Not checking a state-specific state list just because the job restricted nationwide doesn't mean that it's restricted in any state. Number 2, ignoring Australian alternative visa options may migrant focus only on general skills migration program but about employer-sponsored regional visas. Number 3, waiting too long to apply. If your job is currently open but its risk of being restricted, apply as soon as possible before the rules documents. Not meeting licensing regular requirements. Engineering or healthcare professionals required a registration before you can Australia before applying. Final thoughts and advice. Having your job on the restricted list might feel discouraging, but don't let it you pursuing your dream moving to Australia. Immigration policies change over time and always alternative paths to explore. By staying informed, researching your options and planning strategically can find a way to make your Australian migration goals a reality. Hopefully this video gave you some insight to move or migrate to Australia to become your dream into the reality. Thank you so much for watching. Sannan bin Mansoor, and don't forget to subscribe.